Minnesota.com.
Join me this week on Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken. Monday, we talk with Lily McNamara about their local Samhain Symposium. Tuesday is author Stephen Hill discussing horror films of the 1920s and 30s. Wednesday, we have the return of Anna Maria Manalo discussing her new book, The Infernal. And Thursday, we welcome Ken Boggle talking about his new show on Hulu, Living for the Dead. Join us all this week on Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken every weeknight at 10 p.m.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Hi, I'm Mary T. of the Mary T. family of companies. Our new Camellia Rose Assisted Living and Memory Care is a bold reimagining of what assisted living can be. Our emphasis is on creative meals, outdoor walking paths, and a spectrum of restorative therapies and activities. We are founded on a history of care. We are dedicated to enriching lives. Learn more about Camellia Rose Assisted Living and Memory Care by visiting marytinc.com.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. A chance of rain tonight with a low of 52, then another chance of rain on Tuesday with a high of 62. Latunji's Palette is a social enterprise business built with purpose and fortified with love. Discover the best peach cobbler in the world at Latunji's Palette, 1400 Park Avenue South in Minneapolis. Visit the website at latunjispalette.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. We discuss local and national Native news and events, and as you know, Wendy, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Pilot's Palette. Get your pet portrait painted by Pilot's Palette. Find them on Facebook, Pilot's Palette.
Not to be confused with Robert Pilot, because that's Wendy Pilot, the painter, and I just have a heart of an artist. So if you want your dog or any animal painted, Wendy's the person to get them painted by, so check it out. Hey, we have a really special guest on tonight, Wendy, and we haven't seen Kevin in a long time, but wow, I look on his Facebook, and Kevin, you're doing a lot of things, and let me just get an intro here for you, Kevin. Kevin, you're Deputy Managing Editor at Indian Country Today, and you do more than that, but thank you so much for coming on, and it's always great to see you.
You as well, Robert. Thank you so much for having me tonight. And appreciate it.
Hey, tonight's a special night. Let's tell our audience about what's happening here. I'm looking on the internet page here, and it's looking really funny. It's awesome. Stories from the Stage.
Yeah, so this is a project that PBS World produced, and it's called Stories from the Stage. It's going to appear on PBS starting tonight. It's premiering tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just find it on your local PBS station. And tonight will be the first 3 out of 6 stories that will be told that are from a Native viewpoint. And so all 6 of these storytellers that are featured are Native people. And the first 3 will be on tonight. I'm included in this first 3. Along with Colleen Newholy, who's Oglala Lakota, and Valerie Killscrow Copeland, who's Oglala Lakota as well. And they'll be joining me tonight on this first episode of Stories from the Stage. The theme tonight is on sacred ground, and the three of us, are talking about different things that have happened to us or we've experienced that relate to the earth, or I talk about my efforts to stop a big housing development here in town that's threatening one of our sweat lodges in Lincoln, Nebraska. And Colleen Newholy talks about, healing, traditional healing through stories of her mother. And Valerie Killscrow Copeland talks about, this is one of the fun ones, talking about experiencing and meeting Bigfoot. And it's, it's a serious story, but she tells it with a lot of humor and a lot of levity. And it's just a beautiful mix of stories, I think, for tonight. And then, so tonight's those three stories. And then coming on November 13th will be the next round of 3 stories that will be featured. And the sort of theme there for the next round of stories is Sacred Circle. And so it features, Native storytellers talking about, their life, their struggles, on the streets of Omaha, for example. They're storytellers that talk about losing people close to them, and how they were able to heal from that. And so, yeah, really great group of people I got to spend a day with here in the studio at the Nebraska Public Media a few months ago. And so I'm really excited to see what the audiences think of these stories.
Well, that's exciting, and congratulations. I think our stories are getting out there. Not only the movie that we'll talk about in a little bit, but I mean, we've had TV, Rutherford Falls, Reservation Dogs. We also had that movie. What was that movie with the alien? The prequel to what the heck was that? Do you remember, Wendy?
Here Nor Dog. What was that movie?
No, that's a different one.
That's a different one.
Way before.
I'm trying to think of the name.
But it was
of
an alien movie, and it was
I don't know that
one. It was a prequel, and it was Native Americans fighting this alien about a year and a half ago, and that was. Well, I guess my point too is just that we're getting a lot of traction, Kevin, and that's exciting to see. And you can tell these stories and still be serious and still have the Native humor in there, and that's where we're from, and that's exciting to see.
It really is. Yeah, we're really kind of blowing up, I think, in a lot of ways. And it's a long time coming. We've earned the right to finally tell our stories from our perspective through our storytellers, and that's one of the most powerful things about all of this, is that it's not just Native actors and actresses that are appearing in little side roles here and there, but we have Native producers and Native writers, script writers, and on all levels, we're taking control of the narrative, and I think that's so incredibly powerful and empowering to our communities to see that happening. And the sky's the limit. Some people have said that we're at the peak of Native representation in popular media, but I don't think we're definitely at that peak. I think we have a lot further to go. I think more and more people are going to want to hear our stories, because our stories are so important and so powerful, so moving, and so yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and hopefully it's a renaissance that we can maintain. The quality's been awesome. I mean, now Reservation Dogs is talking about doing a movie. I don't know if you saw that, but that would be excellent, and I'd be one of the 700 or 7,000 people in line trying to get in on that. But that was crazy. If you remember when they were down there in Oklahoma with a call. And there was a lot of people that wanted to get in on that.
Yeah.
So when let's get talk a little bit about you before we get into our next subject too, and then I want to talk about that. But talk about your job. your job, and we get I know a lot of, over the years we've gotten a lot of information from your Facebook page to bring up to our listeners. So Kevin, if you don't mind, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking. So up until this past July, I worked for Indians.com, another Native American news website. I was the managing editor there, and but I decided to make a move, and I joined ICT News back in July, and doing a lot of similar things that I did for Indians.com. ICT News employs a lot more reporters than Indians, so it's a much larger organization. So it's, I don't know. I mean, for me, it was a chance to finally share some of the lessons that I was imparted by some really incredible journalists over the years. I spent 18 years at the Lincoln Journal-Star here in Lincoln, Nebraska as a reporter and an editor, and 5 years at Indians.com before coming to ICT News, Any Country Today. I like writing stories. I love writing stories. I love telling stories myself, but we need to empower our next generation of storytellers. And I feel like that's kind of the role that I want to spend, the next leg of my career on, is just doing what I can to train young reporters, teach them how to write, teach them how to report, and, train that next generation of storytellers so that we can continue this train rolling. So.
Yeah, congratulations. And that's a big deal. And that's what we try to do here. And as a former teacher, I've been trying to do that over the years, and it's the mentorship, and it's the next generation. And of course we talk about the 7 generations and how important that is now. And we have traction, and we have things going on that our young ones are working on language more than past generations, and working back into community, and there's so many good things going on, and so I really, really applaud you. I want to take a quick break, Kevin, if you don't mind, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what's coming up on PBS tonight, but also we're going to talk a little bit about that movie that just came out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right on. Hey, you're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and we'll be right back.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Back to school season is here. And while this is an exciting time for parents, kids, and educators, let's not forget how far we've come in our battle against COVID-19. We're in a better place, but COVID-19 is still here, and we need to continue to help protect our communities. With the flurry of new schedules and classrooms, let's not overlook the fundamentals of staying safe. Wash your hands regularly and watch for any symptoms like fever, chills, a cough, or shortness of breath. Should you or someone you know have COVID-19 symptoms, stay home and get tested. Find more tips on continuing to be safe at health.state.mn.us. Let's have this back-to-school season be a time of renewed commitment to our collective health and brighter future for our Native communities. Again, find more tips on continuing to be safe at health.state.mn.us.
This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health.
When a drunk driver hit my car, the structural integrity and safety features of my Toyota Sienna saved my life. I will always own one. That's it. That's the ad. I don't think I need to add anything else, but I'll gladly mention their sales team is attentive and friendly. Their service department is the best in the state, and their vehicles, you can put a lot of faith in the quality and safety of a Toyota vehicle. The structural integrity and safety features of my Toyota Sienna saved my life. I will always own one. That says it all. Rudy Luther Toyota, 5 miles west of Minneapolis on 394.
This is Leonard Peltier. I am in Coleman 1, U.S. Penitentiary, and I'm listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Right on, Kevin. Thanks a lot. Hey, we're here with Kevin Abourezk, and he's deputy manager editor at Indian Country Today. And tonight we're talking today about what's happening tonight, and excited to see more Native people on TV and representing. Again, tonight is the stories from the stage, and Kevin's going to be involved in that, and it's exciting, Kevin, too. My eyes really perked up when I saw about the Sasquatch or Bigfoot. That was a good one.
Yeah, no, I think audiences will really enjoy that one. I know I did, so can't wait to watch it again.
So, how did you get involved with that?
They had tryouts. They had they put out the call for story ideas, and so I submitted my story idea, and luckily was chosen among the other 5 storytellers who were chosen. So,
wow, that's excellent. Well, let's jump into this, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the special on tonight. At what time?
It's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So us people here are central.
That's earlier here.
that's an hour earlier here in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and wherever else we're being beamed from. But your thoughts about Killers of the Flower Moon? Wendy and I got to see that the opening, and then we didn't realize there was a pre-opening, so we missed out. We had FOMO. People were watching it the day before the opening.
Yeah. Well, it was an amazing film. I just thought that just beautifully shot, incredible performances. I definitely think Lily Gladstone should be in the running for an Oscar. I think I like Leonardo DiCaprio's performance. I know he's got mixed reviews from it, but I thought he did a pretty good job. And Robert De Niro, of course, is Robert De Niro. But it was just an incredible tale. It's something that I did read the book by the same name, so I knew the history, but I don't think very, very few people knew that history before they would see this film. And so that's great, that it opened a lot of eyes, hopefully will open a lot of eyes, continue to open eyes, and people will continue to learn about this incredible story, horrific story of murder among the Osage people.
I read that originally Leonardo was going to be the sheriff, and the whole movie was going to be based on the FBI's experience. And then during shooting, George Floyd happened. Also, people were found out about the Black Wall Street, and it really, really affected them. And he changed parts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Martin Scorsese decided that it wasn't as engaging a story to focus on the FBI agent. And I'd like to think that he also saw that, this white savior trope, that, having this FBI agent come in and kind of save the Osage people didn't work either. But I know for sure that he's told various news outlets that it was a more engaging story, focusing on Ernest and Molly Burkhart, and kind of, I don't know if I call it a love story because it was anyway, I won't get too much into that, but they thought it was just a better story and they went with it.
Wendy, the performances were amazing, like Kevin said.
Yeah, they were unbelievable. And I hope that I was just looking up, there was only one other Native American actor who got an Oscar, and that was back in 1982.
Oh, really?
And if I could bring it up again.
That's amazing, because we have, I don't know if you know this, Kevin, but in the Twin Cities, we have Will Studi here doing a play at the Orpheum, and it's been exciting, and it's great to see the old schoolers out there still working it. And he has an Academy Award too, but it was for his work over the years.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
So,
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it was amazing to me. I don't know, the filters in the camera, kind of the yellowish tint to the whole thing. I don't know if I'm sure that was done on purpose, but it reminded me kind of, definitely it was as a timepiece, kind of a Godfather-ish kind of look to it with the filters and the lights.
Yeah, no, I love that whole ambiance that it created. Really put you in that setting, 1920s Oklahoma, and it was just an incredible sort of depiction of this Oklahoma community that where these murders happened. And I was struck by how well it depicted this cottage industry that I would say that was built up around this Osage wealth. All of these sort of white businesses that were created and really, really exploited that wealth. There was this one scene where an Osage man was being buried, and they were going to charge his family $2,000 to bury him, whereas they were going to charge other white families $200 for the same cost of burial. And every level of that community was built around exploiting Osage wealth.
Reading the book, it makes me sad too, because this is based on a true story that Molly didn't live long after that, maybe another 10, 12 years, and went through all that. She believed her husband for a long period of time.
You don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, sorry.
There might be a spoiler alert. So,
well, let me change subjects then. They took second place. They grossed $23 million, which is a good start for a period piece like that, and with the heavy hitters, and a 3.5-hour movie that really didn't seem like 3.5 hours to me.
No, not at all. I have friends who don't want to see it because it's 3.5 hours, but you have to. I mean, it's not going to be the same watching it on Apple TV or wherever it's going to show up next. So.
Yeah, Wendy and I talked about the next day, and it's always a good barometer. Wendy said that she would watch it again, and that's a commitment.
And it kind of stuck with me the next day. Like, I thought about Molly, I thought about the characters, I thought about the Osage people. Like, I was thinking about them the next day after I watched the movie. So that's always a good barometer that a movie sticks with me. So
yes. Oh, go ahead.
That is a good barometer for sure. And who did you see it with, Kevin?
It was really great. We bought out about half of a theater, our Native American community here in Lincoln, and so there were about 30 of us that went together to watch it. And I wrote a pretty long social media post about what it was like watching that movie. But I have to say that being surrounded by 30 Native American community members made it a lot easier to watch. I can't imagine having watched it by myself, in a dark theater. It was hard. It was hard enough to watch with all of these community people that I love, surrounding me. And it was hard enough to see the things that were happening on the screen that you have no power over. It's done. It's history now. And it's so frustrating to see.
Yeah, I really, really appreciated it. I really enjoyed it, and it flew for me. And I knew that by reading some of the articles out there at cons where they got a 45-minute standing ovation, and people that had seen it before the major release, that it didn't seem like 3.5 hours. It was so engaging, and I have to agree, because when you get into a long movie like that, there's some times where you can go take a break or something, and there was no break to be had, and we did really well. Wendy went through the whole movie without getting up. I had to run real quick, because I'm old, but I don't think I missed much, but it was really exciting. We got a couple more minutes left here, and I'd really want to really talk more about what's happening tonight with you, Kevin, and the excitement. Or do you have a big TV? You can have friends come over and watch it. And I mean, being on PBS is a huge, huge deal.
Yeah. Well, I hate looking at myself. I don't like hearing my voice. I'm so no, I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm not even sure if I'll watch it tonight, actually.
Oh no.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might work up the courage and turn the TV on, and yeah, I'm sorry. I'm my reluctant viewer of myself, I guess.
Well, Kevin, before we let you go, where can we see your work at Indian Country today?
Sure. It's ictnews.org. And, I still do produce some stories here and there, but primarily you'll see my work reflected in work of the reporters that I edit and that I help teach. So.
Wow. Well, I just want to say a big Peeny Gigi, thanks for stopping in. And let's not make it so long again. I really appreciate you stopping in tonight and having this chat. And congratulations on all the work that you've done and have been doing and for our community. And good luck for tonight. And this could be the start of a big acting career.
Yeah. See about that. Thank you so much, Robert and Wendy. And sure appreciate you having me. Really. Thank you so much.
Right on. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Wow, that was fun. Kevin's a doer,
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
He is definitely a doer. So, hey, up next, we're going to have Wendy Pilot, our special guest, and we're going to talk about stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about stuff.
Right on. Hey, you're listening to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Stay with us.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
Minnesotans age 65 plus might qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. The plan includes personal support, coverage for medical, prescription drugs, and dental, plus over 30 extra benefits. Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
In this critical time for Indian country, voting is crucial to protecting the land, water, and communities. Voting creates collective power in securing our planet's future amid climate chaos. Engage in personal conversations with loved ones to ensure they are making informed voting choices. Register to vote. And don't forget that 16 and 17-year-olds can pre-register to vote in Minnesota. NACD is asking us to stand together and make voting a tradition. Go to NACD.org to learn more and make your pledge to vote.
2023 is here, and you can make it the year of the Eagle with the National Eagle Center. You and your family can enjoy exciting Eagle experiences, including field trips, private habitat tours, and exclusive behind-the-scenes tours. Meet live eagles up close, view bald eagles and golden eagles in the wild, and receive personal one-on-one education with dedicated and knowledgeable eagle experts as you journey into the world of eagles like never before. Learn more and plan your unforgettable Eagle experience today at nationaleaglecenter.org/experiences.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. Over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
Peace of mind shouldn't cost a fortune. We keep things simple at Schroman Law because we believe planning for your estate and end-of-life care shouldn't be stressful or expensive. Every client relationship starts with a free consultation so clients have the information they need before making important decisions. From there, we work closely with clients to ensure they are choosing the most efficient and cost-effective plans for their specific needs. Schedule a free consultation today at schromenlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
Hello, this is Ellie Krug with Ellie 2.0 Radio. Now my show will be on Saturdays from 10 to 11 and replayed on Sundays from 1 to 2. You will get to the best of Ellie 2.0 with talking about idealism with guests who come in and who are idealistic, who are trying to change the world. And you will get me, Super Idealist. Tune in. We can't wait to hear from you. And you'll hear from me Saturdays from 10 to 11.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. A chance of rain tonight with a low of 52, then another chance of rain on Tuesday with a high of 62. Latunji's Palette is a social enterprise business built with purpose and fortified with love. Discover the best peach cobbler in the world at Latunji's Palette, 1400 Park Avenue South in Minneapolis. Visit the website at latunjispalette.com.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
I thought you were going to do maybe Pilot's
I
Palette
haven't
again.
practiced that one, and I get tongue-tied.
Hey, it's like the old days. Years ago, Wendy and I had a radio show along with Native Roots Radio that we've done for over 7 years. We had a show called Pilot's Progressive Party.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like
it was
old
more
times.
like a news kind of political
art,
whatever.
But it was funny too because we were both on once a week, and we would talk about. Well, we'd have guests, and local politicians, and things like that, and then a lot of times the third segment was about talking about the previous three segments. The fourth segment.
I know. We were crazy because we'd run out of things to say, so then we would repeat everything.
Wasn't that great? Okay,
I know.
go ahead.
I want to thank Allison here. She said she thought of me and the sacred animals section last week when she was fortunate enough to visit the Carlsbad Caverns and see the Brazilian free-tailed bats come out at sunset. She said hundreds of thousands of them. I have never seen them, no, but that's great. So thank you, Allison, for posting that. That's great. And then I looked up how many Native Americans have won Oscars, and they were actually two of them. Two Indigenous artists have previously won Oscars. Buffy St. Marie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, who won the Best Original Music for Up Where We Belong in 1983. And I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right. And Taika Waititi for Best Adapted Screenplay for Jojo Rabbit in 2019.
Crazy.
Yeah, so only two.
And then Wes Studi has like
he has an honorary Oscar. Yeah,
for his body of work over the last 40 years.
Yeah, that would be nice if
I got an Oscar.
We see more. Sure.
Or if Lily, who's plays the character Molly in the movie, people are talking about that.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great movie. Everybody should see it. I think it's really important. I didn't know anything about this really until the book came out, and then you read the book.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to, but I'm glad I did, because remember you told your family when you first met me I'm kind of slow. So it was good that I read the book, because I knew what all these pieces were, and I know they came together at the end, but I know you looked a little confused a couple times.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know what was going on a little bit in the movie, and then at the end it did all come together. But if I had read the book before, I would have
been
known more. But yeah, I think people should know the history. It's like anything else, you know. I think Martin Scorsese did a really good job. So, yeah.
And he was in it at the end.
Honestly, if I have to really say, there were parts that could have been cut shorter.
Oh, Wendy.
That it didn't have to be 3.5 hours.
Oh, Wendy.
I believe that. But it was 3.5 hours. So
didn't it go quick though?
Yeah, it did.
Or did it? I mean, we were in.
It was good. It was fun. I would definitely watch that movie again.
We were in super comfortable chairs in a suburban movie theater where they didn't take tickets. You could walk in.
Heated recliner seats, stadium seating, so it was super comfortable.
And then they brought you a little what were those, pretzel chips or something like that?
Yeah, you order stuff and then they bring it to your chair for you. Yeah, it's really nice.
But what was bizarre is they never asked us for a ticket.
I know, weirdest thing.
They don't say where it is.
I know,
everyone want to
crazy.
go.
Yeah, well, we could talk a little bit about animals if you want.
Yeah,
well, I want to just talk about our kitty cat Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy's kind of everybody knows that we talked about Lucy for so
She
so
busts through the
long.
door.
She should be coming in here any minute now, like meowing really loud. She's 17 years old. We adopted her when she was 5 months old at like an adoption event at like Petco or whatever. I walked into the room and there were stacks of these cages and all these cats, and she was the loudest
As a little one.
She
sounded like a bird back then.
Yeah, she was really cute, very loud. And as soon as I walked by, she like stuck her paw out and grabbed me, like, come here. And she's just like meowing and meowing at me. And I was like, oh my God. And we already had 2 cats. And I was just like, oh my God, I was just taken by her. And I texted you a picture, I think.
I don't think we could back then.
You don't think
17
we-
years ago? I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I did
I had a
text
flip
you.
phone.
I did text you, and I did say,
Yeah.
there's this cat here, and she's really cute. I want to get her. And Robert was like, oh, no, but what you said was, what's the difference between 2 and 3? Get her.
Well, there was. It was a big difference. Hey, before we get too farther in the story,
Yeah.
can I just say this?
Yeah.
We are our smart audience. The movie was Prey, and from
okay.
the Predator franchise.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because we were
thank
trying
you
to think
guys.
of
We
the
have
movie.
smart listeners, and I'm going,
I couldn't think of the other movie. I know we have
I
the
know.
book
I
around
said,
here.
I said Alien.
Nor wolf, nor dog, or something.
Right. That's exactly what it is. That was a different movie. That was quite a few years ago, but yeah,
Yeah.
an award-winning book. But yeah,
Right. And our favorite, what's the movie with
Smoke Signals.
Smoke Signals.
Still holds up to this day.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So we
Lucy.
adopted Lucy. Robert was like, yeah, what's the difference between 2 and 3 cats? Get her. And I brought her home. She pooped in the car on the way home. And I brought her home.
Things to
And
come.
she's 17 now. I mean, we got her when she was 5 months old, and now she's 17. So she has kidney failure. She gets fluids, sub-Q fluids, helps her with her kidney function, and she's been stable. She's been doing really well. We've been doing the fluids for her
We used to do 'em.
once a week.
We used
for
to do them.
over 2 years. Yes, we did used to do them until she got really smart, and I'd get out the IV bag and all the stuff, and she'd just head for the hills, and that was it. So it was really hard for us. It's funny. I saw a meme, and it was like the cat at home giving the cat a pill, and the cat is like a lion, like scratching and eating the people they live with, and then the cat at the vet, and the vet giving the cat a pill, and the cat's a little kitten.
Yeah.
So that's how Lucy acts, at the vet.
Well, it's her
So
transit.
she's just slowing down now. We noticed that
Mm-hmm.
she's slowing down, And I talked to the vet today, and the vet was like, she's 17. That's like, you've done so well with her. And she wouldn't have even lived this long if you guys didn't give her fluids every week, So
Yeah, she's a rascal. And when we first got her for many, many, many years, well, she used to beat up Princess because she needed, and we always scolded her. And do you remember what the vet or somebody, maybe it was
like
an
an
animal
animal
psychologist, told us this?
that Lucy was the one who's causing all the trouble. Lucy needed the attention.
And when we started
and you weren't
giving her,
her the attention.
No, I was
it's just like
scolding
a
her.
bad kid needs attention. So
Yeah. So, but she came with us with seriously, she sounded like a little bird. Remember the first time we kind of pulled out a toy for her that had a feather on it, and she started making these
growling noises.
ancestor like a dinosaur kind of sounds. And
Yeah.
now the poor kitty sounds like she's been smoking Marlboros and drinking whiskey for the last 20 years.
Tell me about it.
With that little voice.
I know.
What, you got a recording of
I
it?
do have a recording
Let's
on her. I'll
hear
just do
it.
it really quick.
Oh my God.
That's Lucy.
Where did you get that?
She was just meowing the other night.
Okay.
There she goes. She was just she was just meowing, and I was just like, I have to get her on. I just have to record this because no one believes me.
Do you have me snoring?
I do have you
Okay, forget
snoring
it.
too, but I'm not playing
Good,
that
thank you.
either.
It's
But
a
I do have
PG
you
show.
snoring. Oh my
I'm gonna record you.
gosh.
You got a
Well,
little
anyway,
baby
so
snores.
send good thoughts out for Lucy and all
Yeah.
the old animals that give us so much, and they don't live as long as we do. They just
That
don't.
she was the
So
youngest pet we've had since Mickey and Poncho.
yeah.
And we changed our minds after that, and we wanted to adopt older ones because they're so hard to get adopted,
Mhm.
and that's been a painful process because we didn't have them as long as
Exactly. I mean, when we adopted Emma was 15, the little
I love
Yorkshire
that.
Terrier
I love
dog.
that
She
dog.
was 15. We had her a year and a half.
I love that dog. She
And
threw
then
spoons at me.
I know.
She
And
was
then
hungry.
Gracie. We have Gracie. She was a little Maltese. Gracie was a puppy mill breeder dog. I've
For
taught
many
years. She was in a breeding facility for 6 years,
Yeah.
pumping out little cute white Maltese puppies for people
Mhm.
to buy online and in pet stores.
Mhm.
So please adopt, do not shop.
Exactly.
Save the lives of dogs like Gracie,
Well, you
because
saved
that's where
2
the
lives,
parents are.
right?
Yes.
Tell everybody.
Yeah, well, when you adopt a dog, you do save 2 lives. So you save the dog that you adopted, and
Mhm.
you save the dog who you made room for to come in to the foster care or the shelter. So,
Yeah. That's huge.
yeah, it is huge. And yeah, Gracie, we only had 6.5 years. And we have Wanda. Wanda is a Shih Tzu. She was in a puppy mill for the first year.
Then they couldn't stand her.
Just a little wild.
Yeah.
But we've had, I think April will be 7 years that we have.
Well, what's interesting, and I know you
Wanda.
probably don't want to talk about this, but what's interesting about Wanda is that she hurt her leg and she's recovered and she's doing good.
Mhm.
So that was a miracle.
She tore her ACL.
Yeah.
She had surgery.
Yeah.
She
Expensive surgery.
Yeah, she was recovering from the surgery, and then she re-injured it, and some of the stitches came out.
And then she was walking on 3 legs
Oh
again.
my God! Then she was limping again. But now she's better. So
So that
she's
process was a
better.
miracle that all of a sudden, every once in a while, she'd walk on all 4, and then it
Mhm.
just got better and better. And then the operation did help because they did a little groove into her knee because her knee cap was popping out.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, it's like they're family. They really
Yes, they
are.
are family. They're really family, and they don't live as long as we do. And it's really sad when they go. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching. But then we always get more. And I always think that you should just get another pet, adopt another pet in need, to honor the pet that you just lost.
Exactly. Hey, Wendy, up next, we have our animal segment, or sacred animal segment with Wendy Pilot.
Stay with us.
We'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake.
Be a vaccinative. As the fall season continues, new COVID-19 variants threaten the health of not just you, but our elders as well. These new variants might even evade previous vaccines. That's why it's important to stay up to date. The newly authorized vaccines target current variants effectively and are FDA approved for ages 6 months and older. But there is an important note. These are the first COVID vaccines to be commercialized, which means there may be costs associated with them. Speak with your health insurer about your coverage before scheduling an appointment to avoid a surprise bill. For those without health insurance, help is available. Ask your health clinic about options or visit vaccines.gov for free locations. Getting vaccinated protects you from severe disease. Don't put yourself or elders at risk. So be a vaccinative and protect our community. You can visit vaccines.gov for free vaccine locations.
This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health.
October's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Strong Hearts Native Helpline is here to help. If you are experiencing domestic or sexual violence, Strong Hearts advocates provide culturally appropriate support and advocacy for Native Americans and Alaska Natives. Free, confidential, anonymous, 24/7. Strong Hearts advocates are Native American and take a Native-centered approach to every contact. Call or text 1-844-762-8483. That's 1-844-7-NATIVE, or chat online at www.strongheartshelpline.org.
Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts.
So come check out their pizza and wine bar, or get a treat from the bakery made fresh daily. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is brought to you again by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Oh, yes. Hey, I want to introduce my awesome and beautiful wife, Wendy. Wendy's been an animal advocate for many years, and she's been talking on the show, Native Roots Radio, for many years about our sacred animals and how they're related to us and how we're related to them.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. Hey, everybody. My name is Hanaji Hihani. That means cares for them. I was given that name by my Dago Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga. I'm a humane policy volunteer leader for the Humane Society of the United States, and I work on animal issues at the local and state level, and it's always my pleasure to do that. Yeah, I wasn't prepared really to be on the show today, so I don't really have much prepared, but I usually can talk about animals. So I took the dog for a walk today. And yeah, we walked slow. I'm still recovering from my injury. I fell a week and a half ago walking Wanda. I fell off a curb and hurt myself, hurt my knee, but it is getting better. So we walked slow. She likes to run. So I had to pull her back a little, bring in the reins, like she's a wild horse. But anyway, I see so many lawns that have been transplanted, to prairie gardens and flower gardens and, a natural type of
we
thing.
have.
Yeah. So I just want to give anyone who has done that, I want to, give them kudos for that. It's really crazy if you think about it, right? I read an article years ago and it was like, how did we come to the point where, we plant, we have a lawn. We have a lawn in the front of our house. What do we do to it? We fertilize it. We water it. It grows and you cut it. And then it's just there. It doesn't have any purpose. It doesn't feed us.
Right.
It doesn't somewhere along the line, I'm sure we could figure it out by researching it, how the lawn came about, probably in the 1950s or something when they suburban or whatever, and they had lawns, but lawns don't do anything. I mean, to me, now that a lawn years ago to me was beautiful. We had a lawn and we'd cut it and water it and, you'd mow it and edge it. And, having the green lawn was
cut the grass twice
kind of you keep your,
right,
looking nice. But honestly, when I see a lawn that's perfect, it's not pretty to me anymore because I know how many pesticides and fertilizer and all these chemicals that they had to put on this lawn to make it look like that with
what I was gonna say.
no anything, and it ends up in the river. It gets in, it poisons all these animals too.
Yeah.
So anyway, kudos to you people out there who've converted your lawns.
And kudos
over
to you,
the
Wendy. I've just enjoyed doing the radio show and looking out our front yard and seeing everything from butterflies to, I'm waiting for the frogs to come, but the butterflies and
hummingbirds. She said it would take a couple of years for the frogs. It has to be really grown big.
Hummingbirds.
Yeah, we see it all. And it's so funny because you don't see those things in anybody else's yard around us. They're just all in our yard. And it's funny. I'm often like, how'd they find it? How'd they know how to come here?
They got eyes.
Yeah. But so I was reading off this list about animal facts.
Yeah.
And I had a couple here, and the last one, the last one that I have here was about butterflies. So we were just talking about butterflies. Butterflies can taste with their feet. Yeah, they use the taste sensors there to determine which leaves caterpillars will eat, so they know where to lay their eggs.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? That's really smart. We see a lot of monarch butterflies in our yard. Yeah. And another thing is too, leave the leaves. You don't need to you could sweep the leaves off your sidewalk, so when you snow blow and stuff, but most of the leaves in your yard you could leave.
You know what else I saw too is grasshoppers.
Yeah.
That blew my mind this year.
Yeah.
And this is what, the third year or
That's
second year?
crazy. Yeah, I think it's the third year we've had this prairie garden. Yes. Somebody we know came. She's not even a professional landscaper, but she, figured out all the Native American plants from Minnesota and planted them, and the yard looks great. I did help her with it, so I learned some of. I'm just really bad because I don't even know the names of the plants. Some people see me out there and they're like, "Oh, what's the name of this plant? What's the name of this plant?"
Or
I'm like,
worse yet, somebody goes, "Oh, you got those plants." I
I
go,
have
"Yes,
no-
we
I
do.
have no
Thank you for
idea."
telling us what it is. I got to write it down quick."
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, talking about cats, we were talking about Lucy before. Unlike most every other mammal, cats can't taste sweetness. Yeah, they're also often lactose intolerant, so you might as well lick your own ice cream bowl clean. So yeah, so you shouldn't give your cat, people are like, "Oh, let's give the cat milk," but you shouldn't because they're lactose intolerant.
We haven't had milk in this house for
A long
15
time,
years.
no. Yeah, we do almond milk mostly, or oat milk, or something. So yeah, tastes just as good, and I don't know. I don't want to drink milk from a cow.
No doubt.
Ugh.
It's-
Yeah.
So things like that in an older age are getting more woke.
Yeah,
With the lawns, with the
Yeah.
milk, with the factory farms, with
Mhm.
all those things that
Yeah, factory farms are really bad
that
for us, for the environment,
and for the animals.
and for the animals. It's just horrific. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read an article that so on the earth right now, there's like 7.8 billion people on the earth, right? Almost 8 billion people. And the earth really can't even sustain that many people. I think we're at 6 billion. The earth was like, okay, we can, maybe do this, but we're at 8 billion, almost 8 billion people right
Well,
now
how many
on the
billion
world.
are in China?
But let me just listen. Let me tell you the story. I was just reading this, that it said that if we killed people at the same rate we kill animals for food, the human population would only last 17 days.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how many animals are killed for food in the world. Pigs, chickens, cows, lambs.
Well,
Yeah,
in
the human-
1980, China's population was about 600 million. Now it's 1.42 billion.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, most of the audience listening knows that I don't eat any animal products. So,
Mhm.
yeah. I actually went today to Vegan East.
Oh, is that for me or is that for
That's
somebody
for
else?
us.
Oh,
Those are for
good.
us. So
I wanted one.
the cupcakes. I brought cupcakes. So Vegan East is a vegan bakery, and they're on Lyndale Avenue in Minneapolis. And I
Mhm.
was just there today, and I had they have lunch there too, which is really good. I had a it's called a chicken salad sandwich, but it's vegan. It's made with like grapes, and it's really delicious. So I had that for lunch. And then our vet, last week at our vet, where we take Lucy every week, it was technician week, vet tech week. And I always meant, since we take Lucy there every week, I mean, I'm there every week. So they know us, when we go. And I wanted to bring something or do something for them because they're so awesome there.
Mhm.
That's the Highland Animal Hospital here in Highland in St. Paul. They're
Mhm.
awesome. But so I went over to Vegan East and I bought cupcakes. They only had 8 cupcakes left. That was it. So I got 8 cupcakes, and then I
4
was
of
like,
them are ours.
well, the 4 that I bought were in the freezer section. So I got the frozen ones for us. So yeah, they're delicious. Vegan East makes custom cakes too. So you could get a custom cake there too. And it's really good. I get one every year for Robert's birthday and for my birthday and for whoever's birthday we're having here. And so check them out, and just take care of your animals. Leave your lawn alone, leave the leaves alone. And think of, you don't have to transition your whole lawn into a big prairie garden. You could just do a section.
Yeah.
Right? A section, and just help the pollinators out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's beautiful to watch them too.
Hey, thanks for Kevin Abourezk for stopping on and talking about what's happening on PBS
Yeah, we're going
tonight.
to watch his PBS.
Right on. And Wendy, thank you for stopping in. And we'll see everyone tomorrow. You're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
Free Leonard Peltier.
Now.
It's time to experience the amazing flavors of